I'm Ashley.
And I'm Brooke.
And we're back.
Hello.
And you're here with us on Teachers Who Talk Crime
Podcast.
So yeah, guys, we're back.
Have you missed us?
I mean, based on the DMs, I would say so.
Yeah.
It's
We
been a
missed you
while.
too.
We did.
I feel like I don't know what to do. I honestly just don't know who I am as a person anymore. So I don't.
You're a whole mom.
Yeah, but I don't feel like I'm funny. I don't even know how to do this. Oh my
Girl,
gosh.
we just do it. That's what we do. That's what we do.
Oh.
But we got on here expecting to record an episode, and I was like, Brooke, they haven't heard from us other than our proof of life Instagram stories. Like, hey, we're here.
No, we didn't die.
No one got us. So I figure, to get our
safe from Diddy.
feet wet. I hope everybody is safe from him, because the things coming out about that man.
I know.
Horrendous.
I know.
Horrendous.
Here's what I was thinking this morning. This is kind of true crimey, I guess. But the celebrity list is not coming out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying it's because these celebrities are going to just settle to protect their name. But all it takes is one whistleblower. So would you rather go to court and fight for your name? Or would you rather settle and it looks sketchy when people do find out that you were involved?
That's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Because immediately my brain was like, settle. But then everybody's going to be looking at you because that's kind of what happened before.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what happened before when Cassie came out and she settled. But I feel like she didn't come out because she just wanted her story out there. And then I feel like what happened with her, she wanted to be done. Like her story was out there. He, came and said, oh, I'm going to give you this money. Hush your mouth. And she was like, you know what? I just wanted to open the doors for everybody.
And she did.
And she did.
Mm-hmm.
The number of people coming out the woodwork.
I keep calling them conspiracies, but at this point, I'm willing to believe about anything I'm seeing about Diddy.
Oh, 100%. And then when you look back at some of those interviews with Justin Bieber.
Oh, my heart breaks for him.
When he was like itty bitty and Diddy's there and you're just like, you know what I mean? Like now I'm looking at everything sideways.
I'm looking at Usher sideways because Usher had custody of Justin Bieber. Diddy did what he did to Usher. You can't tell me he didn't. And Usher was, I wouldn't even say he was tricked. Somehow Diddy got Usher to give Diddy legal permission to be in charge of Justin Bieber for a day and gave him to Diddy for a whole day.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think at one point, Usher was living with Diddy as well. Like when he was younger.
I think so.
I think at one point, I could be wrong. Don't come for me. I've read a lot about this. My things could be switching. But it's just it's a crazy case. It's crazy. Once everything is, once the trial and all that, and if it goes to trial, I mean, I think it will. I hope.
Yeah.
I feel like, once they came out with the baby oil.
Oh, God.
I was like.
And it was drugged.
The baby oil was drugged?
Yes, that's why he had so many. It had date rape in it.
In the baby oil?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
In the baby oil?
So when they were lathering it on.
It was just getting in through the...
Mm-hmm. Yup.
Wow, I didn't hear that part.
Mm-hmm. We could do a whole episode on Diddy.
I didn't hear that part.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Wow.
Changing your mindset.
I mean, not really. He did it. He did it. 100%. He is guilty.
My favorite video is of just an everyday neighbor. Granted, if you live next to Diddy, you probably have money, but like
100%.
he's not, whoever the guy is not a celebrity. He's just rich and lives next to Diddy, right?
Mm-hmm.
When they first raided his house, there's a video of
Mm.
this guy leaving to go to the grocery store. He's just like leaving his house, but he pulls out, he rolls down the window, and he was like, "Thank God y'all are finally here." He was like, "Where are y'all when they bust in all these women at 2 a.m. every night?"
Not bussing all these women.
Hmm. Yeah. And
That's
he's just
chaos.
like in his car headed to wherever.
Just like go to Trader Joe's.
Oh, did y'all hear about my neighbor?
Mm, that's crazy. And for y'all YouTubers who I know are gonna come and be like, "Oh my God,
Mm.
you're making," I'm sick of y'all. Okay, I will say it here. I probably shouldn't say it, but I'm sick of y'all. Okay,
Trolls.
you done watched 1, 2 episodes of our podcast and think you know us. Our real
Yeah.
OGs know us. If you don't
Hmm.
like us, I don't know what to tell you. If you were
Bye.
looking for some, granted, all our stuff is factual with no type of anything, go ahead to Dateline. That's where you want to be. But we not Dateline. We're Teachers Talk Crime.
Yeah.
So appreciate your feedback, but I think we're good over here.
Yeah, we're good.
So that's all I'm gonna say about that. They probably gonna come after this episode post like, oh,
Shots fired.
that's wonderful. Because
Yeah.
everybody's like, oh, she's a teacher. She's not supposed
We're human too.
to. Thank you.
We're human too.
And they're gonna be like,
Yeah.
well, you put it on the internet for everybody to see. Yeah, we
Hmm.
did. But you literally took how much time out of your day?
Hmm.
If you
I
don't
need to
like
go look at
something,
these comments. I'm so behind.
just go ahead.
Hey, let me show you what you do. This is what I do when I don't like something.
There's plenty of things that I see on the internet that I just scroll by. I don't take the time to be like, this was a horrible video. Because what is that
I
doing? People put their heart and their souls to what they put in the
hmm
internet. You know what I mean? And if that's something they proud of, then that's something they
Yeah.
proud of.
And some of that's not even the case. Some of it literally is made for clickbait to rage you.
Yeah.
That's
But that ain't us.
no. Mm.
Mm. But anyway, that's what we gotta say about that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure everybody wanna hear what's
Oh,
been
yeah.
going on.
So I am back
So
at work.
yes, you are. Today was your first day.
It was. It was my
How
first
was
day
it?
back with kids. So yesterday was a teacher work day, and I
Mm-mm.
just felt totally lost. I felt like a first year teacher. I didn't know how to check my email. Like I went to the wrong building for our faculty meeting. Like I don't remember anybody's name.
But you're also at a
Uh,
new school too.
yeah, I was there 5 days.
Exactly. So give yourself some grace.
Yeah. But it was such a long day. Oh my God, it was such a long day. And I just like literally drove home, straight home to see Preston. Um, but today we had kids. However, let's go backwards because I did not work over maternity leave. I don't know if y'all can find the episode where I was like, I'm going to read books and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm going
let,
to go
let me
for a
let the record show. I told Brooke, I said, girl, you are very ambitious,
Yeah.
and I love that for you. But once that baby is here,
Hmm.
you are gonna sleep when he sleep. He is
Yeah.
going to run your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is the captain now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. So no books got read. Um, let's see what.
Okay.
Yeah, I did
But
start
you
Game
were
of
watching some
Thrones.
shows.
Yes, Game of Thrones. Restarted Vampire Diaries. That was really good.
Ooh, I never watched
Yes.
that one.
So I restarted that one. That was good. I watched all
Okay.
of Is It Cake? I watched all 3 seasons.
Me and the
Hmm.
girls love Is It
I
Cake?
loved Is It Cake? Yeah. Um, Game of Thrones is the big one. I'm now into The Voice, the new season with Snoop Dogg. It's really good.
Is it really?
It's really good.
I
Yeah.
used to be a fan of The Masked Singer, but just like with all the shows I got going on now, like it's taking a
Hmm.
back seat. So I kind of just like wait till I'm at my parents' house and it's like a break. And then
Yeah.
I just binge it for a while.
Well, here's the problem with Game of Thrones.
Mm.
We're deep. We're 8 seasons in. However, you have to focus on Game of Thrones.
Oh,
And so when Preston's crying, that's not the time to watch Game of Thrones.
No.
Like there's too many characters going on in that show.
And
We
they get
are, yeah.
knocked out like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
When I first started watching, everybody who was watching it already was like, advice, don't get attached to anybody.
Don't like
And I was like,
anybody.
yeah.
And then the ones that you want to die, they don't die. They don't die.
They don't.
Mm-mm. Yeah. So I did watch some shows. That was about it. But one random day, I just was like, I'm going to check my grades. I don't know why. Can't tell you why. Nobody emailed me. Nobody called me. I just was like, I'm going to check my students' grades. I teach, and I texted in our group chat, Ashley remembers, and I was like, oh my God. I teach about roughly 70, 75 kids. Okay. Teach 3 classes, 25 each, give or take. 30 of those kids were failing. 30.
30, yes.
Yeah, 30 minutes. 30 minutes.
30.
Yeah, 30 of them. And when I tell you failing, I don't mean 50s. I mean 18s, 20s. One girl had an 8 average, an 8.
Not an 8.
Single.
And y'all been in school since August.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. That's great. So you don't do your school, your district doesn't do like a 50 for everybody? Like your lowest grade you get is a 50?
So no, we don't. That's not mandatory.
Stop, I love that.
So I was like, oh God, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
So I created math boot camp for this week.
Y'all, when I tell you I was posting like, put it on TPT, it was the coolest thing I ever did see. The theme was theming. I love a theme. And the theme was there. You did your thing. Girl.
Yep. So I made a flyer and I sent it out to the parents and students. And then I emailed my principal and I was like, hey, I'm just letting you know, like, I'm not going to be on pace because observations start soon. And like, everybody's already on unit 5. Everybody started unit 5 today. And I was like, I need a week. I need a week to see what, Ashley knows. I need to know if Ashley knows this or whatever it may be. I was like, I just need a week. Give me a week. And he gave me permission. There's a school-wide test policy where we cannot retest. If you make a 2 on a test, I cannot retest you. Wow. That doesn't sit well in my teacher heart. Granted, I have a middle school background. I know that. I now teach technically high schoolers. Trust me, I have a coworker that reminds me that, oh, we used to have a middle school mindset. No, I have a kid mindset. Like, I'm here for the kids. Anyways, I digress. So I email him. I'm like, look, well, technically, loophole, I didn't test these kids. So can I retest them? He was like, well, no, blah, blah. He's like, but we can do some test corrections. But then he went and looked at the grades and he told my long-term sub that maybe we need to bump all those failings up to 50s just to give them some grace and to give them a fighting chance.
So they all start clean slate with a 50.
So I still have some kids that have 28. So I don't think she changed everybody, but so we started boot camp today. I came back and I was like, here's your groups. Here's how boot camp's going to work. It's going to be every single day. You're going to do different activities at each station. They're going to rotate counterclockwise. 2 of these stations out of the 4 will be for a grade every day. And I'm not going to tell you which 2 because then you won't do the other 2.
Correct.
And I was like, and all of this is to improve your grade. And I was like, and then at the end, if you failed a test, we will have a text correction day. And I had so many parents email me on Monday. It was like, thank you for what you're doing, but do I need to get my kid a tutor? And I'm like, I just responded back. If you are thinking about getting your kid a tutor, please give me till December. If you have not seen improvement by December, by all means, go get your child a tutor. Please just trust me until December.
Let me do what I do. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Just trust me. Just let me get there. But I will say the sweetest thing was when I walked in, the sped teacher, I have one of her babies, and she looked at me and she was like, oh my God, thank God. I'm going to call the kid Bobby. That's not his name. She's like, oh my God, thank God. Bobby has cried every day since you left. I was like, he only knew me for 5 days.
Bobby, but sometimes all you need is 5.
And she was like, he has been struggling. And I was like, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get it back in track. Like we're gonna get it going. And then the ELL teachers came in and they were like, hey, and I was like, hey, so I found what she was doing. And I was like, I just had some questions, do y'all want me to continue what she was doing? They're like, no. I was like, okay, well, can I tell you how I do things? They were like, yes. And I was like, so my ELs participate in the lesson, but their assignments are modified or accommodated.
Correct.
So like today, and I don't know how you do it any other way in my mind. So today, station, well, we were the Coast Guard. So my station was Coast Guard because the whole theme was Army, boot camp, it's Navy, military. Okay. So mine was Coast Guard and my station was equations. Everyone else was doing multi-step equations. My EL kids were still doing equations. They were doing one step, but they were still doing equations. You can't
100%.
isolate your EL kids and put them in a corner and put them on Khan Academy.
100%. 100%. Because I differentiate a lot. I'll get to it a little later about my situation this year. But my kids with IEPs or my kids who, were working to get them evaluated, I have modified assignments for them. So like we have a checklist when they do centers. And I have two versions of the checklist. I have one version that's for my tier ones. And then I have, well, not all that's for majority of the students. And then for my kids with IEPs who are performing lower than grade level, if we have an assignment that's graded, that's the only one on their checklist. And then they're doing activities based on their IEP goals to get more practice. Because even though I'm servicing them, they still need more independent practice. So I set up things on Schoology. Each of them have their own folder. They know to go into the folder, have their headphones, they watch videos, and they do activities. And, it looks like everybody's doing the same thing when all actuality, it's differentiated in areas.
Right. That's how it's supposed to be.
100%.
Yeah. So, yeah, and like I do teach high school now. I'm a ninth grade teacher. I understand it's high school, but I bought like the little party army hats off Amazon. And I had them sitting out on the desk, and the kids were like all looking at them. They were whispering. I was like, okay, so we're at math boot camp. The hats serve no purpose other than I thought they were fun. If you want to wear them, you can. And the fight began. So let me just say to all the haters that are like, you teach high school, you need to hold them to a higher standard. It needs to be fast paced. You can't do small groups. You're not going to have time for that. Blah, blah, blah. All your activities are childish. They freaking love it.
They do, because we also have to take into account that a lot of these kids we are servicing may be in the ninth grade, maybe in the fourth grade, but emotionally, mentally, and academically, they're not where they are. Okay?
On average, 2 years behind, at least.
So if y'all think I'm childish for every time my kids get a compliment, we have a compliment tracker. And when they spell out the word compliment, they get a reward. Because I'm all about rewards. Because if we're speaking technically, intrinsic motivation doesn't start till way later on. My kids are in fourth grade. They're not going to be intrinsically motivated to do anything, okay? They want to do things because I'm going to give them stuff.
Right.
Because they're going to get stuff.
Well, and it's too, same thing here. Even ninth graders, they're not intrinsically motivated because if you have a kid start out with a 28, they're not going to catch up. They know they're not going to catch up. You know they're not going to catch up. So what are they going to do for the rest of the year? From December to May, you've lost that kid. You have to give them a fighting chance. And my stations may be childish, but all of them, if you walked in my room today, were they probably in the wrong group talking? Yeah. But were they actively engaged in asking each other questions and doing the work? Yes. And that's what matters.
Because now they know that someone's in there for their best interests.
And I'm going to start Star Student again as well. Why not? Yeah, you're a ninth grader, but still, like.
They still like to be singled out.
Yeah.
They still like to be, oh my gosh, I'm the Star Student. Look at my poster.
And like every class, I had two boys, at least every class. They're like, can I take the army hat with me? Can I take the army hat with me? I was like, just wait till Friday. Wait till Friday.
we need it for the week.
We need it for the whole week.
For the purpose.
We're going to share. We have to share.
Sharing is caring.
It's caring. So yeah, that's back to work. I will say it's a little, I'm just going to be completely honest. I don't know if anybody at my new school listens to the podcast, but Um, it's completely I feel alone, I feel very isolated, but I don't have medley this year, and my husband's like, "Well, you won't always have a medley," and I'm like, "I understand that, I get
Mhm. Mhm.
but it helps." And
Mhm.
also, on my planning, I can't go socialize because I have to pump. I'm not going to lunch with my kids anymore because I have to pump. Nobody can come in my room because I'm pumping. So, like, and obviously at 3:30, I wanna get out the door because I miss Preston. So it's kinda like I'm just I don't know. I don't know. It
It's
is
also
overwhelming.
your second day back.
It
Like,
is. I know.
give yourself some grace.
But I feel like this stage of motherhood, though, is lonely
Oh, 100%.
because you don't know who you are anymore, and, like, none of your clothes
100%.
fit, so, like, I can't, like, find my identity in my fun teacher clothes right now, and I'm not as in the gym as I was.
But
Um,
I seen them pictures, girl. I
I
seen you
did
in there doing the things,
I
girl.
did, yeah, yeah.
I seen it. I was like, that's
Um,
my girl.
I tried. I'm trying. We're trying to
Good.
figure out we're trying to figure out how the gym's gonna look now that I'm back at work,
Mm,
but it's just like I never wanted to be that person that only talked about their kid, but then for 10 weeks, that's all I did was hung out with a baby, so I have nothing else to talk about. And I
mhm,
tried to and I know any, like, of our listeners that are moms, like, I know you get it, but I'm so new to all this, like, it's all new to me.
mhm.
But, like, I told James one night, I was just really upset. I was like, "You don't get it." He's like, "Well, I'm here for you." I'm like, "James, you come home every day from work and have something to contribute to a conversation. You have something to tell me about your day. I have nothing to tell you."
Girl, you have so much. Tell them all about all the farts that Preston made. Okay, that big blowout that you had to like change everything, and then he had a nerve
Yeah,
to pee on you.
yeah,
You just have different things to
I
contribute
know.
that are equally as important.
Yeah, yeah. It's tough. It's tough.
It's difficult.
It's difficult. It's the hardest job in
Mm,
the world. It's so hard. But then
mm,
he's like, and then I wanna cry, and then, like, he smiles at you, and you're like, "Okay, I can do
mm.
this."
Well, I'll tell you right now. Do not go see that movie, The Wild Robot.
Okay,
Do not see it
okay.
because I thought it was a regular. My mom was like, "Oh, I saw it on Big Brother. It's a movie about a robot." I said, "Okay, I'm gonna go see the robot
Mhm.
movie." Brooke, I was sobbing. I was sobbing
Over the Wild Robot?
the entire movie. Actually, like 90% of the movie, sobbing. Like when Skylar tells
Oh,
the story, we went to go see the Wild Robot, and mommy was crying, sobbing. And you know I don't sob. I'm not a
yeah.
sobber by any means.
Is it like
Sobbing.
this scene from Toy Story where the toys are looking at Andy going to college?
Oh, that was a
Uh,
different kind of, that didn't make me cry, but it was just like, wow, we've been around for this long.
mhm.
And now he going to college. That's our
Yeah.
man. But the preface of the movie essentially is there's this robot, and this robot is set to do tasks. Right? That's its job. And the robot got stranded on this island. It was being shipped somewhere, and I guess the ship, I don't know, the box fell off. It ended up on this island. So it's on this island trying to find tasks to do. It's like, hey, I'm a whatever the robot. I need to find a task to do. And the animals are like, whatever. So it goes into like hibernation and takes in it learns how to communicate while in hibernation with all these people on the island. And then once it comes out of hibernation, a duckling imprints on this robot. Okay. So now,
Bless it.
so now it has a task to raise that.
And you just can't handle it.
I wasn't well for
Yeah.
days. Every time
I
I thought about the movie, I would tear up. I was watching TikToks of the movie, other people's reaction. I
mhm.
wasn't the only one sobbing. Thank God.
Yep.
I wasn't the only one. When I tell you, every time I'm in a bind, I'm like, if that robot can do it, I could do it.
Do it.
I could do it. It was.
Well, it's funny you say that sentence because, we have a couple friend, and their son is exactly 5 months older than Preston to the
Mm,
date. And I was, like, saying what you were just saying about, like, it's just hard and, you're struggling, and then she said something. It's not as sweet as your statement about if the robot can do it, I can do it. But what she said really stuck with me, okay?
Mhm.
And I'm just gonna tell you, because if you're a mom out there and you're in the trenches, she said, Brooke, crack kids have healthy babies all the time.
They sure do.
Just like, and those crackhead babies thrive. She's like, and you're not a crackhead, and Preston's not a crackhead baby. You're fine.
That needs to go on a shirt. And Perez is not a crackhead, baby. You're fine.
You're fine. I was like, dang, those kids really be just growing up in the trap houses.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
And they thrive.
And they thrive.
Let me tell you, babies are resilient. They are resilient.
You know who you're talking to? 24-week mother here?
Yeah.
I be knowing.
Yeah.
I be knowing. Okay? I understand.
It was just so funny. Like, and then it's just, and then, you know, your statement, if the robot can do it, I was like, well, if crack kid can do it, I can do it.
100%. 100%. But y'all, just go see that movie by yourself. Because if I would have known what would have happened, I need to go see it again. Like, that's how much I enjoyed it. Like, my old movie to cry to was A Star is Born with Lady Gaga.
Oh.
That was my, if I need to cry, I would watch A Star is Born. My new cry movie is The Wild Robot.
Okay.
Sobbing. And it's a book.
Oh.
And it's a book with 3 books in the series. So guess what? Me and my kids listen to audiobooks. We're waiting for it. We're waiting for it so we can listen.
That.
So we can listen. They ask me all the time, Mommy, when's The Wild Robot? When's it coming? I said, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. When it comes, we're going to listen. Sure are.
I love that. Well, I have talked about motherhood. You are having a great year, and I want to hear about it.
You know, I was real worried for this school year. I don't know if y'all, I don't know if I told y'all, but I pretty much got told a couple weeks before school that I was looping. Okay. So I taught 3rd grade last year. My principal contacted me, told me because of the numbers, 3rd grade had low numbers and the need was in 4th grade. My previous 3rd graders, which I know the need because I taught them. I understand. So she said, you going to 4th grade? I'm not going to lie. I was not on board for this. I was not on board for this. I was not okay.
You were a little bitter.
I was upset. A little bitter. Bitter was my new name. I was no longer Miss Brent. I was Miss Bitter. Okay? I was not in a good place. I was upset because I was just thinking about everything from last year. Granted, my class as a whole was very difficult. I had difficult parents. I had difficult students. So with all that in mind and everything I went through last year, I was like, I don't want to do this again. I don't want to do this again. And I'm not even going to lie. When I tell you, I was looking for jobs all summer. I was applying everywhere. And nobody was, no. And I was like, all right, if it's not meant for me, it's not for me. That's cool. So then we went back to work. I found my new co-teacher, you know, I literally pulled a theme out of my booty cheeks, okay? I'm a theme queen, okay? I love a good theme for a classroom. But this year, I was just like, whatever. I got Stranger Things from a couple years ago. We just gonna do that. It's easy. So we set up the classroom. The kids start coming back for Meet the Teacher. And they're like, Miss Brant, I have you again. And they're excited. Granted, I don't have all the kids I had last year. We did a really good job of, you know, molding them differently. The group I have this year, let me tell you something. I took off for my birthday. I took off because my birthday's on Thursday. So I took off Thursday and Friday. I'm giving my Thursday back so I could be at school on my birthday with my students.
I love that.
Like, that's how the school year is going.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really shocked because when people ask me how it's going, I'm like, I don't know if I should tell people before the other shoe drops, but this is going really well.
Yeah.
It's going really well. Granted,
and
still
I can
got my
tell
lows.
It's going well because you're posting about it.
When did you see me post about them kids last year? When did you see me? Unless I was complaining.
Yeah.
Okay? Unless I was like, help me.
Yeah.
Like, I still have my low kids. I very much still do.
As one does.
But there's not as many. And I feel like I built enough foundation with my kids from last year that they know all Miss Brent wants you to do is try.
Yeah.
That's it. So when they start freaking out, I'm like, are you doing your best work? Well, I think I am. That's enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's enough for me. Like, we now do end of unit celebrations in our class. So our first unit was a personal narrative unit. What am I saying? Unit. I'm in it. Okay.
Yeah. I'm here for it.
So we changed our classroom to like a Starbucks. So the kids had a hot cocoa. They had, was it Munchkins? Munchkins. They colored their own personal like coffee cup picture. When they came in, they designed their own coffee cup and they're writing. So all day was a publishing day. So they were typing their personal narratives on their iPads and then submitting them so I could print them. So I'm sitting at the back table writing their names on the cups. I have an order for so-and-so. And they would come up and they would get their order and I'd be like, would you like marshmallow? It was like, we had aprons.
It's so
It was
cute.
to the nine. I was thoroughly impressed. Okay. So now we have our
So
second unit
cute.
coming up and we've been learning about the Middle Ages. So we're going to do a Life in the Middle Ages days.
Okay.
And we're going to do rotations in the gym as long as all my stuff from my wish list gets purchased. If my stuff from my wish list does not get purchased, I don't know what we're going to do because there's a lot of things in there. It's not super expensive, but, it's a lot of things. And then I could use them, for years to come. So this is like the big spending year. But we're going to have 4 stations in the gym. I put those magnet tiles, like 2 boxes of 100, so like 200 pieces. So one of the stations is going to be, they're going to build like their very own castle, like with their group. They're going to build a castle.
Love that.
Then they're going to have a jousting relay race. So I bought, the horse with the stick and you could pretend right on it. So I found blow up ones and I got like fake swords and I'm going to set up like some obstacle course. And at the end, there's, those things that you punch and they come back to you.
Yes.
I found like Middle Ages themed ones. So like one side's a dragon and the other side's a knight. So once you get to the end, you got to fight, the knight or the dragon, and then you got to go back, pass it off to the next person. So that's the second station. The third station is archery training. So I got like 2 these things, archery, like plastic with the little suction cups at the end. So they're going to do archery practice. And the last station is medieval writing. So I got feather pens and like aged paper. And I'm going to have like, I have a font that they have to copy, but I have different like medieval, like manuscripts, if you will. And they're going to have to practice writing as if they're in the Middle Ages. Then when we get back to the classroom, we're doing a stained glass project. And then in the afternoon,
okay, I want to be in your class now.
I'm saying, when I tell you it's lit in there, and we hold our kids to a standard that it's unacceptable to be below the standard. And they know it. Because the minute I come in, the minute I'm like, cut it off, crickets in there. Because I always tell them, I told you the expectation and you're not following it. So now we're done. Now it's done. And they'll be like, okay, you're right.
Yeah. And I mean, I did that today. Like my long-term sub was like, I quit fighting the battle of phones. And I was like, it's a hill I'm going to die on. So I walked in today. I was like, I heard phones were an issue. I was like, but that's okay. Because I went and bought a shoe rack and everybody has a little slot and everybody's going to drop their phones in there every day until you can earn them back. And if you don't have a phone that day, we're going to call mom and ask why you don't have your phone that day because I know you have a phone. And they were like, but we can just put them in our backpack. I said, no, clearly I can't trust you to put them in your backpacks.
Yeah.
You need the rules.
Proving yourself to be unworthy.
I was like, so on Wednesday, this starts on Wednesday. And you would think they would be like, oh, let's prove it Monday. And like, let's prove it today and nobody get out their phone. Every millisecond of free time. I was like, that's exactly why we got our shoe rack. Just come on in, drop your phone. Drop your phone in, grab your calculator, sit your butt down.
Yeah.
And I even told him, I said, and if it really bothers you that bad to not have your phone, you need therapy.
100%. 100%.
I straight up said it. I was like, there's a problem. Like,
because you shouldn't be that addicted to a screen at your little age.
no, exactly. I was trying to prove a point to James because he just made some backwards comment this one time, and I was just like, oh no, oh no. So I looked, and on maternity leave, my average screen time in a 24-hour period was 4 hours. And that's not social media. That's my phone in
Just your phone
general.
in general.
In general, 4 hours. And you know where the most time was spent? Yes, it was on TikTok. You know when I scrolled? In the shower. I stood in the shower and scrolled.
You got to pick and choose your times.
Yeah.
You pick and choose your times. Because even with the girls, like, once we get home and I finally get them settled, and I'm like, oh, I'm so tired, I will sit in my bed and scroll because it's my only time I have with
Yeah.
no one, like, Miss Brent, mommy,
Mhm.
Brent, mommy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-mm. You got to get it in when you fit it in.
Yep.
You
So,
got to.
but I love that theme. I don't know how I can make that happen in math. I mean, I'm obviously doing military boot camp. So like
Girl, put it in ChatGPT.
I know that's good.
When I tell you.
How did you word it?
So I said, I pretty much told them I am working on the Middle Ages with my class, and I want to do 4 stations themed around this time. Can you give me 4 stations ideas? Boop, 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 boop. I said, I already had one of these in mind because I already had some in my mind, but I just wanted to make sure I was doing it right.
Mhm.
So I was like, I already have this one, replace it. And then they replaced it with the medieval writing. So
I like that.
yeah, I'm telling you, ChatGPT
I like that.
does great. So
Mm.
I posted the wish list to my families. Only one thing was bought so far. So I'm hoping, because our goal is to do this like the week after my birthday, right before parent teacher conferences, because that's where um it falls that we're at the end of the unit. So I'm hoping we can get everything by then, because I think this one's going to take the cake. I mean, the kids are already asking when they're going to do the publishing cafe again. And the kids, granted, the cups were regular disposable coffee cups with a little thing on it.
Mhm.
Can we take these home? I said, if you
By
want.
all means,
I
take
said,
it.
if your parent tells you to throw it away, I can't do nothing about that. But sure, you
Yeah.
can take it home. Taking home cups.
And they were so appreciative.
They were. They were. And
Mm.
that's the difference between
Mhm.
this year and last year. My kids appreciate everything I do for them. And that goes a
Mhm.
long way when you're literally putting your all into something.
Yeah. I
Knowing
agree.
that they appreciate everything you put. Like, this Brand this year versus last year Brand, I don't know her.
Yeah.
I don't know her.
You were a
She don't
clock in,
exist.
clock out last year.
I mean, I still do that, 100%. Still, I'm like,
But
gotta go. But I will
yeah.
stay a little later to get something done. You know what I mean? I'll
Mhm.
work in bed at home because I know they're going to appreciate it.
Mhm.
Like, I redid all of our ELA slides because, I love a theme. So the Middle Ages had to be a middle-aged theme. So I found a
Yeah.
middle-aged slideshow. I put the thing in. We have background music the whole time.
Yeah.
So right now we're listening to Bardcore. I think that's how you call it. Bardcore, the middle. The ding, 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 ding. Like, we listen to that. Then during centers, we play like a Bardcore playlist with like recent songs, but it's like twisted into like, ding, ding, ding,
Mm.
It's real lit in there.
Yeah.
It's
I
real
made
lit
a
in there.
patriotic playlist, and they were making fun of me today. Like, just like
Ooh.
from Spotify, just like because we're military and all the
Does it have
stations.
words?
Yeah, it had words.
Ah.
But it was just like, I think Yankee Doodle was on there. Like, just, I
I'm
mean,
a Yankee Doodle dancing.
yeah. Um, but then they were like, okay, after 2 rotations, they were like, can we play something else? I was like, you know what? I got you. It's a little much. But yeah, I got army hats. I have them all stickers for Friday, and it says mission accomplished. Thanks for enlisting.
Oh, stop. We love the attention
Yeah.
to detail. We
Yeah.
love
And I got them
it.
all when they walked in today. I gave them a camo pencil, and I had a banner on the board and it said boot camp. And all the stations were
Yes.
different branches of the military.
That
And the
is so
slideshow.
cool.
And the slideshow that I
That
did was
is
all
so
like
cool.
camo.
That is so cool. I just
Yeah.
know, because you can tell when your teacher is in it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And granted, I was in it last year, but I was in it hanging on a thread.
Yeah.
I was not well last year. And I feel like I keep thinking about like why this happened. Cause like when I found out, I was like, well, why couldn't I just find another job? Like why? And I was like, so God is testing me. So he's either telling me to rise to the occasion or to give up. And I felt that I didn't accomplish what I wanted to accomplish with my group last year because there were so many of them. There were so many of them that needed help. I was like spoon feeding them, all of them. And now I only have to like spoon feed some of them. You know what I mean? I have to give some of them that accommodation so they can still get to the finish line. But like 90% of them last year was getting that. And now it's like not as many.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is like my I can really make a difference here. Like, because I wanted to last
feels
year.
really good.
Because I wanted to last year, but I just couldn't. Like the resources weren't there. The help wasn't there. Like it was hard. When I'm advocating for my kids and y'all are just like, nah, we can't do that. And I'm just like,
right.
But we can't read. Like,
yeah.
But we can't read. And our instructional coach actually listens to our podcast. So, hey girl, if you're listening, she said she's been looking out for a new episode. So, hey girl. She was like, I was thinking about you when I heard you were switching, and I was so worried for you. I was so worried for you. And I'm so glad to hear that your year is going good. And I'm just like, me too, because I was also worried.
You were.
I was terrified. I was terrified.
Definitely
and my co-teacher even tells me, she's like, I can tell like those first couple of days that you were just in it and doing the motions, and then something switched. And it was honestly them. They changed it for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of shout outs, I did meet a listener at the chiropractor.
Oh my gosh.
I was like on the verge of crying all day that day. And I was sitting there and they called my name back, and Caitlin was like, are you Brooke? And I was like, yes. Do I know you? And she was like, oh, listen to your
Who's asking?
podcast. Yeah, I was like, she's like, listen to your podcast. So Caitlin, hello. It was
hey,
so good
Caitlin
meeting you.
girl.
It was so good meeting you. And she sent us a DM, but I answered. And I just told her, I was like, I don't think you realize like what that interaction did for me that day. And she was like, had I known, she said, I would have hugged you. And I was like, don't make me cry. So, Caitlin, hello, we're back.
Now you meeting listeners in the wild. I love that.
Chiropractor getting our backs adjusted.
Yeah, I feel like I need to do that. I need to get my knees adjusted because they are rickety scrickety.
You gave me your old lady knees.
Preston gave you your old lady knees.
They make noises when I walk up the stairs in my house. Not just one stair, all the stairs.
Yeah, that's regular life over here. When I get off the couch, crick, 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 crick.
What the heck is this?
It's the devil. It's the worst.
It's the worst. Like bones rubbing together.
I need to get that massager from the TikTok shop because I keep seeing it everywhere. Like, oh, it's a knee massager, infrared. I was like, help me because this is painful. And now I'm back to running strictly at the gym. I'm doing cardio strictly. So I'm doing a 5K every time I'm at the gym. So while I'm running, I'm good. The minute I stop, crick, crack.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. It hurts. It hurts me. But I do have a link for some ice packs for your knees. If you ever want to ice them, they real big. They wrap around.
Okay.
They do good work. They help the girl out.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, but I think that's all the updates. I think
so too.
Yeah, with school is good. You know, school's great. You know, you have your typical like issues with school, but I really don't focus. Like when I tell you, I'm just in my classroom. And then when how's it going? Great. Like,
yeah,
I'm worried about them in there. Like I don't have time.
Yeah.
I don't have time. I got work to do.
That's my update too. I mean, the only other thing I would say is that the Alabama Math Conference is coming up November 14th and 15th, so on your
Not
birthday.
my
birthday! And they asked me to speak again, so if you are an Alabama math teacher, K through 12,
yes, she's a
you definitely should register. It's Teams approved if you're secondary. It's on the website ACTM. But also, that will be the first night that I'm ever leaving Preston. And I'm freaking out.
Well, you have some time to build up to it.
Right.
Like maybe you could do it. Maybe you can go and visit Mary, so you're not so far away. You know what I'm saying? Like, work up to it. So maybe that first time is not really your first time,
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If you have the time, because it's literally going to be November next week.
True. Very true.
I feel like October went really fast.
Me too, because it was the last month that I was on maternity leave.
It went so fast. September took forever. September was 3 months in one, okay? And then October, it was just like Halloween. And I was like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy. Crazy.
That's really, I guess that's all the announcements. I don't think we have anything else.
I don't think so either. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I haven't been at work long enough to give y'all any cool things I'm doing, so I'll let you know. But
I mean, have you heard anything more about the virtual reality thing that you were talking about?
No, it's going good. They're gonna do their pilot program in January. So I'm gonna have my kids. I brought it to school yesterday during the teacher work day, and I think I'm gonna break it out because one of the units that they're gonna pilot is triangles, and that's the unit coming up. So
nice.
Yeah.
So you get to use it before they pilot?
Yes.
So cool.
Mm-hmm. And so then I'll have like actual student feedback too.
Yeah, those kids love technology, so they're gonna have a time. They're gonna have a time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out how to incentivize it somehow.
Like per class or per like
maybe
or like for individual students?
Individual students. I definitely need it to be a checkout system. Like they're gonna have to check it out. I don't know. I don't know yet.
Ask ChatGPT.
There you go.
My answer to everything is ask ChatGPT. Mm-hmm. There's this new trend going along on TikTok. And it's essentially to type into ChatGPT, write me a daily schedule for what my dream life would be with the goal of blank. These are my goals. These are my constraints. This is my current schedule. When I tell you, I did this for myself because I'm like, help me. I'm not where I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
There's things that I still.
Trend.
What'd you get? It in. I got good stuff. They gave me a schedule for the days that I have the girls, the days that I don't have the girls, the weekends I do have the girls, the weekend I don't have the girls. And it's just literally like, from this time to this time, this is what you're doing. From this time to this time, this is what you're doing. And I put in my work schedule. I put in my my custody schedule with the girls. Like, I told them all my constraints. Like, look, I have my girls most of the time. So help me. And they gave me like a couple times, like on Wednesdays and Thursdays when I don't have them, they gave me like an hour and a half to 2 hour block where I would be doing a side hustle. And I was like, well, what side hustle am I going to do for 2 hours? And they gave me a list. And of course, one of them is tutoring. So I think I'm going to tutor.
There you go.
I think I'm going to tutor. I just got to make my flyer. I just haven't gotten around to it. So I can send it out to my students' parents first to see if they want any of the slots I'm offering. And then if not, I'll release it to the public.
Wouldn't DoorDash be a side hustle?
It is, but I can't do DoorDash as much as I used to. Like in the summer, when I tell you in the summer, the times I didn't have the girls, but I was taking them with me when I was door dashing, and that's just no life that I want for my kid. Like, they were sitting in the car. Granted, they were on their iPads. They got bored after a while. I get it, but I don't want to do that to them. I did it in the summer when I needed to, and now that school is back, I want to make sure that our time spent together is intentional. Like, we're actually spending time with one another, and you're just not coming along with me for a ride. So I could do it on the weekends that I don't have them, but those seem to fill up quickly with events because everybody plans their events around my kid's schedule. So, yeah.
Because you have good friends.
I do. They're really great.
Yeah.
I love y'all. Oh, man. I mean, I hope you liked our update episode.
This is our update episode. We have true crime coming next.
We do. I have it ready. I was prepared to do it today.
Yeah.
I was. Then I was like, they probably just want a little update.
Yeah. Because our chats are going to have to be about 10 minutes, or we could chat forever, as you know, prior to me having Preston. But sleep is a hot commodity around here, and I would love to get a hold of some of that eventually. So, yeah.
Understood. I mean, I think we're doing pretty good on time. I think we're at 55 right now. It's 10:53 my time, 9:53 your time. We're doing pretty good. If we keep this trajectory going, I feel like we're in a good place.
Thanks. Yeah.
I feel like we're in a good place.
I already brought my face wash and stuff in this bathroom, so I don't even have to go in that bathroom and risk waking him up because he's still in his bassinet. Like, I refuse to put him in his crib because I'm just not ready.
I thought he was sleeping. That's only for nap times?
Nap times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's in his bassinet, and then about 5 o'clock, I put him in bed with us because I get up at 5:30. So
a little baby snuggle.
Little snuggles.
A little baby snuggle.
Snuggle.
Oh, stop. Yeah. I can't wait to just smell him.
Everybody
I know that's so weird to say. No. The baby smell, I don't know what's in it. Oh, it's just so pure. Oh, it just...
My little red-headed, blue-eyed baby.
Oh my gosh, he's so handsome. He's such a handsome man. I can't wait to meet him. I'm gonna have to come down in... I gotta look at December. And I gotta look at January.
Yeah.
I gotta see what those weekends are looking like. I gotta plan them. I gotta come down.
Let me know. We're here.
But I'm not really using my days anyway, so I might be able to use some of my days because I'm trying to save them.
Yeah, you should.
I'm trying to end the year with some days because I always just run through them and I have 0. So.
But that's because you had bad years and you didn't want to go to work.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you see me, I'm about to give a day back to spend my birthday with my 4th grade students.
Yeah, I have no days because my maternity leave depleted them. I also don't get a full check until January.
Oh, I hate America.
Yeah. I do too.
hate America. I just don't understand that you're raising a human that requires money to take care of said human.
Yeah. And you also recognize that we have a child shortage. Like, I know that sounds weird, but like, people are not having kids.
Yes. Isn't that crazy?
Like, why do you think they're not having kids? They can't afford it.
Because they're expensive.
Yeah. So
I went in and I had a buy one, get one special. I thought I was going to have one. I popped out 2,
There you go.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yep. Well, let me go try to catch. I got to get up in 2 hours to pump. So
yeah, you better do that, girl. All right. Well, as always, the bell don't dismiss you.
We do.
So we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.